This show is powered by BL3P, the Lightning-enabled European Bitcoin exchange.
Conecte o mundo.
Romain Rouphaël, co-founder LN Markets.
Virginie Despentes is a French writer and filmmaker. After her childhood, Virginie moved to Lyon, where she worked as a domestic servant, prostitute in massage parlors and peep shows, freelance rock journalist and porn film critic. Were you shocked when you saw her first movie, Besoin, for the first time?
Yes.
Paris Saint-Germain is France's most successful football club with 46 titles and has played continuously at the highest level since 1974, longer than any other club in the French league. Are you a member of the Cap du Boulogne?
No.
Making 50k deposits of one set still counts as real economic activity.
Yes.
Will Pierre Gasly join Esteban Ocon at Alpine F1 team next season?
Yes.
Do you prefer a bottle of espumante over a bottle of champagne?
Champagne.
You can wake me up in the middle of the night for a nice portion of the finest Hong Kong roast goose.
Sorry?
You can wake me up in the middle of the night for a nice portion of the finest Hong Kong roast goose.
Yes.
The Sopranos is an American crime drama television series created by David Chase. The story revolves around Tony Soprano, played by James Gandolfini, a New Jersey-based Italian-American mobster. The Sopranos is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential television series of all time. Did you know that James Gandolfini inserted a small stone in his shoe to anger him, making him play the role of Tony Soprano more authentically, and he would also stay awake all night for some of the breakfast scenes to achieve a more tired look?
No, definitely not.
I always use a stop loss on my trades.
No.
Je t'aime, moi non plus is a 1969 collaborative studio album by Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin. Is this the most controversial album he made?
Yes.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
Yes.
Welcome to the Connect the World Weekly Podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Stef. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride. This is episode 47 of Connect the World. Stef, how are you doing?
Eduardo.
And
To be honest, I don't know for you, but my legs, man, they hurt.
I feel the same. It's really,
they were exhausted, and I mean, I think it was Saturday when I woke up. It was like the same feeling like it was when I went to bed on Friday. And but Saturday, I don't know what I did, but I think I had a pretty relaxed day. But Sunday, we had contact, and I was with my wife and my kids. I was to the
playground, right?
To the playground.
Yeah, me too.
And I needed to walk a bit again, and then my legs were completely exhausted again. So, but now, I know it's getting better.
It's just the first day I was running on adrenaline still, and then I had a good night's sleep, and really the day after I was exhausted and broken, and it was
exactly
crazy.
I think it is because of the adrenaline, because obviously, guys, for the ones who don't understand, this is because of Bitcoin Amsterdam.
And it was crazy, really crazy,
like the roller coaster it was.
Maybe you've seen us with this.
With this, or Oh no, my shirt is over there. But
I have a shirt here. Yeah,
it was really crazy, and I enjoyed it so much. But it was a real roller coaster. I mean, I think I went to the Gashouder at 7:30 in the morning, and I think every night I was at home at 9:30 or something, 10 o'clock. From our meetup, so
the second night it was later because it was there was so much people there, and it was good to stay because the venue need to control the people also because they were on the street, and the day after we had another meetup. Stef. That was really great.
I must give Ramon the credits because when he came up with the idea to host a meetup, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. How many people do we need to have?
40 people.
At minimum?
40.
Yeah, 40. But I was thinking, well, 40 people, that's a lot, you know. And I mean, we're just starting with our podcast. I know we have a pretty nice amount of listeners, but 40 people. And then the first night, I think there were like 150 people or something. And the second night,
more. There were, the second night.
Yeah, the second night, I think it was 300 or something. The police came to get everyone inside, and it was so crazy. So, Ramon, I mean, you amaze me a lot of times, but this one, it was again, it was beyond my imagination. So
I was remembering that Ramon asked me, "How do you feel now?" And I was just smiling. It was late in the evening, all day, and I was thinking, "Well, this is so." It's and we needed to thank everybody, and also the day after with the brunch, that was really nice because it was a chill day. It was later.
It was like a last minute decision to go and lunch at Nassau or the other place that you guys are.
I put it on Meetup the morning still.
But
so
I think
at 10 o'clock or something.
But there were also 50 people. I mean, and it's because of all the Bitcoiners were in Amsterdam, obviously for the conference. But let's start this episode by thanking a bunch of people because
I have a list here, Stef.
So. I think let's start with our own team, the team of Connect the World and the Daily Moon. Ramon, Laptopman, Yvette, Slaapjehoofd, Jesse. There so much things that were organized, the meetups, but also our NFC card, which was built, and we need to put all the QR code stickers on it. So
this one for the people that didn't get one, and I have the back here.
You peeled off the LN Hub QR code, right?
Of course.
This one redirects to our website, so that's no problem.
That would be a problem.
But really, I mean, I think the team worked 24 hours or something, and it was just amazing. So without you people, we couldn't pull this off. And but also the team from Satoshi Radio, Bart, Stijn, Peter, and Bert. Stijn also helped us with filming. Well, of course, Bart, Peter, and Bert to let us borrow all this amazing studio stuff. We had such a nice place,
great. And with the couches.
And Hilbers for taking care of the booth.
All the time he was there. And Thomas, of course, for the artwork. No good. That was really
and
great.
He was also he told me I haven't seen any talk because I was always at Satoshi Radio. Connect the World stand. So and
I think the place was also a place where people wanted to hang out, so it was perfect. And our sponsor Stef, you were wearing the shirt of Bitonic.
BL3P and Bitonic for sponsoring the amazing clothes and caps we used at the conference, and Bitkassa obviously for integrating NFC because I think that made it a great success.
At all places, all the orange built meetup places, that was amazing. To be able to buy everything with your card. That's great.
By the way, talking about the card, it was sponsored by the guys from Satsback. So Leon and Tom Goinatski, guys, really. I think it was a great success. The fun thing was that most of the NFC cards that were handed out at the conference didn't work, and ours did. So
they are interesting and great, but the Coin Corner card not for the Dutch people, European or only the Dutch had problems with that.
I don't know
for sure.
I think the people.
And then you had the Blab card with combining it with your account. Also a great card.
Work pretty well. So
of course, yeah, it's a Boltz card, so it's a different protocol. But this one, it's a do-it-yourself card, right? Because everybody can. The other ones too. You can play with them and try to make it errorless, and then you need to have another one. Could be possible.
Okay, so talking about the Connect the World node, because we use the node for our card. Hakuna and Osito from Tunnel Sets, amazing service they provide for getting your node connected through VPS. The guys helped us for doing this for our node, setting it up. So.
Maybe interesting for Tunnel Sets, they are on bolt.fun. It's brand new. They tweeted about it yesterday or the day after. And so you can give them fire on bolt.fun. So their project is there, the Tunnel Sets project. Go there, you see the whole procedure, and give them some love.
Nice.
Great. And then,
I saw you have put in some statistics, Edward. Yes, please tell us.
Well, David Bailey from Bitcoin Magazine tweeted that there were more than 4,000 on-site Lightning transactions. It's just amazing. Three days with an average of $8. And Patrick van der Meijden, he shared that, I hope I'm telling it right, just the meetups at Brai, Amsterdam and Café Nassau are 479 payments, 100% Lightning and 56 using NFC.
Great.
And Slappy Hoofd also shared some numbers. What was interesting about this one? Test payments, beer tap payments. Yeah, that's worth mentioning. 43 beer tap payments with the card.
Cool. So, great statistics.
Did you have some beer there, Stef?
Well, no, not from the beer tap, unfortunately, because I'm now stopped drinking alcohol for 2 months or something. Not that I have a problem or something, but I just wanted to stop. I also drink no caffeine anymore, just to clear my mind a bit. So I didn't. So I had a lot of beers, but they were all non-alcoholic, which was pretty good actually.
Yeah, the non-alcoholics were also great. Also at the conference.
But not available through the beer tap. So
no, that's right.
But I saw it in action and it was crazy. So
maybe one needs to be alcohol free.
Hey, who do we welcome this week, Edward?
Romain Rouphaël. He's a fintech entrepreneur, co-founded ITŌ, who, among other things, developed LN Markets. And I bet everybody, most of the people know the node of LN Markets, very big one. He's also an affiliate professor and teaches courses on Bitcoin, of course, and crypto assets and blockchain protocols.
Cool. So, let's first have a little talk about our statistics and our Rings of Fire community, and then the second part will be with Romain.
Yeah.
Connect o mundo.
So even though it was a real busy week at the conference, we managed to open a couple of rings. Last week we had a little over 43.6 Bitcoin pushed into the Lightning Network, and this week it's around 44.37. So we added 72 million sets with around 1,471 members participating in over 196 rings.
And we're now at block height 759,073 with 17,093 nodes in the network. And this is interesting. More than we surpassed the 5,000 amount of Bitcoin inside the network. So yeah, that's
cool.
It was today or yesterday. Yeah, amazing. So
nice.
5,000 Bitcoin.
Still increasing. Nice.
Still increasing.
Today's value of 1 million satoshis is $202 dollars, 196 euros, and 1,436 Chinese yuan.
Heel knap. Wel.
And then some highlighted news updates from last week, brought to you by the team of the Daily Moon. Let's start with Asank. They completed the first of 7 steps to enable an asynchronous payment flow in Eclair. And in this flow, the sender and receiver of a Lightning payment do not have to be online at the same time. So the trampoline node that forwards the payment to the receiver will hold the HTLC until the receiving node comes back online. Very interesting. So you can turn off your node, and then even if you turn it on, the transactions just come in. And then our sponsor, Blab, is a Bitcoin exchange of the Dutch company Bitonic, earlier launched its Lightning Network pilot. Verified users could only test it for deposit and withdrawals. So an on-ramp and off-ramp, very interesting. And now they activated the Lightning Network for everyone. So starting as of yesterday, all users will be able to use Lightning for instant deposit and withdrawals.
Yeah, and I think I heard that they are going to also let people order the NFC card.
Yeah,
I'm thinking while I'm talking.
Is it the same?
I think they will provide when you ask for it, they will provide it.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. But
okay,
I think
we need to ask them.
Yeah. So that will be nice, of course.
And maybe test something because
because the BL3P cards only work with your BL3P account. So that's why.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And then Bitcoin Switch. There was a tweet from Ben Ark. What Bitcoin Switch is, it lets you turn things on with Bitcoin. It's compatible with any ESP32 microcontroller with or without a screen and supporting native Lightning invoices and static LN URL pay links. And Ben Ark released a new and updated Bitcoin Switch, making it super fast thanks to its own LNbits WebSocket. He also added it into the LN URL devices extension for easy setup. So I would say get busy experimenting. Yeah, and then Bitcoin Amsterdam 2022, Stef.
Put the smile back on my face again.
Yeah, again. What did we do there? Well, we organized Lightning Lounge. We did. We were walking with microphone. Yeah. Asking a bunch of questions to people all around the conference at the booth. Jose Limus from Ebex and Patrick from Bitkassa and a lot of other people, and Bart Mol also from Satoshi Radio.
Patrick van der Meijden, so much things.
In the sun outside.
It's easy to forget.
Nice.
It's easy to forget a couple of talks we had. So
there were Arjan Jabari also from I have it here from Scar City.
Yeah,
this one.
The amazing card. Yeah. So we had Quinten de Bakker from Albi. We had Nick Stelius from Geyser. We had Ben Ark, of course, our biggest fan, and I don't know if everyone saw the picture on Twitter wearing our shirt.
He was at every meetup.
John Carvalho of Synonym and Sergey from Bit Reveal.
Yeah, so, and I've added all the links in the show notes. So
great.
Get to look at them. They're sitting on a couch
Edward,
with us.
I mean, we almost forgot, but we also did a workshop, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I really was forgotten it, but that was the first day, man.
Yeah. So and this workshop will be released. So at least that's
2 weeks.
What we've been told. Yeah, within 2 weeks. So then we will also. Well, I think we will feature it in one of our shows.
It was a Rings of Fire workshop, and it was amazing. Right after Ben Ark, so that was also fun because his workshop was very long. We'll mention it when it releases. That's great. And there was a lot of extra content to listen to, of course, that we didn't record ourselves. You can still view it online. I've put someone out. It was a panel discussion with the title Privacy and Security between Stefan Livera, Kevin Murko, George Provost, Patrick Hansen, and Matt Odell. Matt Odell was the moderator. And they discuss Lightning as a future privacy solution. So I've added also the whole playlist of Bitcoin Amsterdam from Bitcoin Magazine into the show notes. So you can. It's getting cold, so just stay inside, watch all those videos.
Binge watch.
Binge watch it. And I've added one update because it is a big one. Well, what happened was big. And there was a listener that asked me if we could explain it in simple language. Well, I will try to do that. There was a problem last week, a big problem with the Lightning Network. And there was a user, Burak. He performed an unusual transaction. It was a 989 of 999 tap script multisig. It costed him $4.90 in transaction fees, and it just went crazy.
broke LND.
I had the same problem because, my node, all the peers were disconnected, weren't active. And I was, of course, thinking the problem is my own. So it's my node that has a problem. And it was the Sunday evening. And it was right before the day that I needed to do a lot of things for the conference. So I was stressing. But it wasn't due to my node. It was a big problem. Well, the short explanation, what happened. Taproot allows the possibility to do multi-sig transactions. And if you perform a multi-sig transaction, you sign the UTXO that you want to issue with multiple private keys. So it's like dividing ownership among multiple different people. And everyone needs to approve before being able to spend it. And the result of the transaction of Burek was that multiple Lightning nodes owners saw that their Bitcoin node got stuck syncing blocks. That's also what I saw. You can see that in the log files. You just do LN CLI get info, and then you see it. The problem is the version of BTCD that LND is using had a bug because the script limit is 10,000 bytes. So the script can't be bigger. And the size of Burek's transaction was too big and surpassed the limit and was thus the cause of the sync problems with a lot of Lightning nodes. There was an old LND version that didn't have the problem. It was not the latest one before that, 0.14 something, but there was one that worked. So that's the reason why not all nodes were having the problem.
Is Burek the guy Burek, is he in prison now? Or?
That would be nice. No, the poor guy. No, I think it's great because it just shows you what can go wrong, and it is in beta phase. It will remain a long time.
It's better to have the Burek now than during the conference or when millions of people are using it. Right?
I think it's interesting for both things. It's interesting because it's technically interesting and it brings it back better, and I also think it's interesting to check and see what you do when something like this happens. And there were also people that were just closing channels and nothing worked, of course. So I think do not panic is the first thing to do. And because the result was connection loss with all peers. And we see that more often, especially with Tor nodes. And a majority uses LND, I think 70 or 75%. So that's I don't know if it's true, but the majority is. And roast beef, I never can pronounce his name, but you can. What's his name?
Oh, I was on mute. Aloha Osun Tokun.
Yeah, well, roast beef then. He posted a new version a couple of hours after the bug, and the limit was raised to 4 million, the size. I've added all the links, so the Burek tweet, the issue on GitHub, the BIP 342 limit, because the limit was inside the spec. And also the link to the Daily Moon.
I must say, Edward, I understood your
because you know what multisig is, right?
Yeah, but I'm also not technical, so I'm sure that everyone will understand now. So
great.
If you want to read more and stay up to date about everything related to Lightning, the news and updates, then head over to tdm.news and follow the Daily Moon on Twitter or Telegram.
世界をつなぐ
So, as already mentioned, it was quite a busy week. It was already with the conference, but we also balanced 4 rings. So, that's nice. Starting with the 500k 40th ring. I don't know where to start with this one. One of the most problematic rings we did, I guess, right after the channels were opened. We started to experience some problems, channels going offline, gossip that didn't came through, and it took several days to overcome the disaster. Suddenly, there was a small window of opportunity. So, Baba 420 waited no longer, grabbed the bastard by the balls, and balanced it like it was his last lifeline. So that was quite a difficult one. And then we had the 3 million Satoshis 25th ring. From one of the most problematic rings to one of the smoothest, Big Ninja took the crown and proved us he was worth the mighty ringleader title. Great preparation and maybe even a better performance. So that was a nice experience. The 1 million Satoshi's 50th ring, it was also a pretty hard one. We had 2 experienced ringleaders working day and night to get the ring balanced. Erik Groenbliksems, who also was at the conference. He didn't attend the conference, but he attended both of our meetups. So that was nice.
Yeah.
He's from Groningen, pretty long drive.
Yeah.
And 3boot, it wasn't easy at all, but we kept faith and stayed patient. After a couple of days waiting for the problems to solve, we suddenly had to change to send the transaction. Suddenly had the chance to send the transaction. Both ringleaders tried, and after we found out that 500k wouldn't work, we decided to try 400k, and that went through. So 400k sets. So not perfectly balanced, but again,
good
almost
enough.
Perfect. Yeah, good enough. Great teamwork, and glad we managed to get it done. And then finishing off with the 5 million Satoshi's 31st ring. After participating in a couple of rings, Murashal, and I hope I pronounce it right, my man, found the courage to be the ringleader there. Being a first-timer, he made sure he was well prepared, and the other participants were also very cooperative. So we had all the ingredients to make it a success, and it was. So because the guy, he nailed it. So really a nice job, Murashal. And within these rings, we had node operators from, it's a lot of countries. Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Italy, USA, Germany, Holland, Iceland. What do I see more? Malaysia, Great Britain. Oh, man, connecting the world.
Do you do this by the flag? So you know the country by the flag?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's. I'm so bad at that.
I went to school, Edward. You know?
Yeah, of course, but yeah, I went to school too. But this is not my game.
I must say, if I don't recognize a flag, I copy paste the image of the flag, and this is a real nice trick, into Google search, and then I can search for which country. But to be honest, I know them by now because I see so many flags always.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Well, and welcome to everybody that entered the Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire group on Telegram right after the workshop. So welcome, and let's meet in the Ring of Fire. Yeah. So everything's done. Thanks, Stef, and let's go to the lightning notes.
Let's do it.
Connetti il mondo.
Make sure to secure your home network. So change default passwords and use 2-factor authentication where possible. And keep your software up to date. It's also very important. Please keep in mind that the whole Lightning network is very experimental. Software like MyNode, Umbrel, Raspberry Blitz, for example, and many others, and LND also, are still in beta phase. Don't blindly run terminal commands on your node if you don't understand them yourself, and especially when prefixed with sudo. And the last one is also very important. Don't use Satoshis that you're not willing to lose. So if you're not aware of all security considerations, then read into it. Educate yourself, read articles, ask for help in Telegram groups with high reputation like ours, and listen to podcasts and learn by doing. Otherwise, don't participate.
Also, you can stay informed by following us on Twitter. You can find us at Satoshi Radio ROF. And follow our Lightning leader, Johnny Kiyashu. Join our Telegram groups, Satoshi Radio, Ring of Fire, and Connect the World. And check our website, satoshi.radio. It would be nice for you to be part of our Amboss community. You can find us there on Satoshi Radio. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use Podcasting 2.0 to listen to Connect the World. And you can check SATA trading for the current value. You can find all this information, of course, also in the show notes as well.
All right, let's get on to the show.
Verbind de wereld.
Hello, Romain.
Hey, Romain.
Welcome.
Nice to have you on our show. Welcome, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the questions.
We need to say Satoshi, right?
Yeah, welcome,
you
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
We are all Satoshi.
That's right.
Okay, now that's what a lot of people say, yeah. And I think, Stef, the first question, Romain was just laughing by hearing her name. So you must explain it because...
I didn't saw ways
I
more.
watched the movie.
I didn't watch it, but explain it to us, Romain.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. Virginie Despentes.
Yes. Virginie Despentes. She's a French author, and I think she's one of my favorite writers. And she did a book. She wrote a book which is called Vernon Subutex. I'm sure you have an English, Dutch translation, which is just amazing. And I think you should definitely, read it. Plus, it happens in my neighborhood in Paris. And it's amazing. It's about the story of a guy who becomes a beggar, more or less, and all that happens to his life. It's amazing.
Cool.
I will add a link to the book then.
And you're a real sports guy, right? Because I think you watch Formula One, but also you're cheering for PSG, for Paris Saint-Germain. But you're not a real hooligan because you're not at Cap du Boulogne.
No, because we had free tickets with my football club when I was a kid, and actually it was the free tickets. They were just near Boulogne, near Coupe of Boulogne.
Okay.
And we were so scared when we saw Coupe of Boulogne because every time there was a goal, you had all these people rushing into each other, etc. And it was so scary to watch. They were quite violent as well. So we were just looking it from afar, thinking, okay, we must never go, to Boulogne. But I really like sports as a whole, like Formula One, like soccer, surfing, running, trading. And it's fun because there's a lot of Bitcoin communities around sport as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to meet people.
Yeah, cool. And who do you think is the better driver of the two? Is it Pierre or is it Ocon?
Definitely Pierre.
Yeah?
Definitely Pierre.
Okay, so he will outperform Esteban then.
Yeah, I'm sure. But of course, Max is the best,
Yeah, there can be always one guy who is the best of all of them, right? So luckily he's a Dutchie, right, Edward?
Yeah.
Something to be proud of, man.
That's right. That's definitely right.
And do you think France has a good chance to win the World Cup, Romain?
Well, it's very scary right now. So in trading, I always have the wrong insight. So I would like to develop a bot to short myself, to short every decision I want to make on LN Market. And I think it would be very profitable. So I hope, this is the case also here because I'm very negative about France because they have so many injured people, so many bad stories in the press and etc. We just lost 2-0 yesterday against Denmark, which we will play during World Cup. I'm really negative about this World Cup.
Yeah, but you're such a great player, man. How come that it doesn't work then? I mean,
I think it's every time after we win a World Cup. Well, we only won 2, but the one after, like after 98, 2002, in South Korea, we had the best player. We have the 3 best forwards of Europe. We had Thierry Henry, Djibril Cissé, and David Trezeguet, and we did not score any goal.
Crazy.
And I think it's gonna be the same here. We have Mbappé, Benzema, a lot of talented players, but the alchemy is not here anymore. And when we lose in France, we do it. It's horrible the way we lose.
Yeah, and I think
bad way possible.
Something similar is also always happening with our orange army, the Orange Lions, as we call them.
They make a stupid mistake or something, and then they just it goes downwards from that.
Yeah, I think you always have some of the best teams, and like in '98, your team was amazing. In 2002, except in 2006, of course, you have the best player. But from the outside, it seems like there's a problem of collective, of team spirit because. A lot of talented individual, but hard to play as a team.
But now we have Louis.
But we have a great coach.
We have Louis van Gaal again. That's
the 90s again, right? That's the time where I watched it a lot.
He's a real people's manager, and he definitely knows how to collect all the big players to play as one for the team. So hopefully, but I don't think we have a good chance. I think we will. Well, maybe the quarterfinals or something, but not the finals, I'm afraid.
You have to believe in it, Stef. They can. The morale is going to change, and then everything's. Yeah, it can be a good surprise this year. When you don't expect it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Fingers crossed. Then.
I was looking at your background, Romain, and but I'm a little bit colorblind. But I was thinking about Bitcoin orange, but now it's more brown. I don't know. I was just, it made me think
it's also brown at my side. Or is it orange behind you, Romain?
I think, it's between orange and brown. It's not a really defined color, but at least it's nice. I tried to put a Bitcoin poster behind, but it was not beautiful. So I removed it.
Oh, well. Yeah, Stef has some great lightning stuff.
Yeah, but can be even more, right?
Yeah, of course. Hey, and well, you lived in Hong Kong, and there was the first time you used Bitcoin. What was the purpose of? Because did you buy it then, or did you use it to buy something else?
Yeah, well, I was working in finance back then. I heard about Bitcoin and I didn't understand a bit, a thing, because there was like, you read the news on Bloomberg, and I remember even in 2012, there was this IT guy telling us, hey, Bitcoin, we should start mining Bitcoin, etc. And we're like, okay, but how does it? It seems complicated, let's not do it. Let's do something else, etc.
Biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah.
What if? Yeah.
Of course, your biggest regret. And then like 2 years later, maybe in my street, there was a new shop with a Bitcoin sign. And I was like, okay, what the hell? I'm going to check. And it was some kind of Bitcoin ATM. And, I started to be curious, and I wanted to try it out to send actually money to my brothers, because my brothers in France, whenever I wanted, to send them money, or, you owe money after holidays, etc. I went through my bank. It took time. It cost a lot. And I was like, why not try it with Bitcoin? And then, I saw how easy it was. I just changed Hong Kong dollar. I got Bitcoin. I send it, they receive. And I was like mind blown, because I'm not a tech guy, but I was like, okay, I need to understand how this works, because it's a completely, new monetary system, new financial architecture to send payments. It works, okay, but it's open source. You get this network of people. Like, how does it work? And then I talked about it with friends who are working in foreign exchange, and we started to dig into it, be more interested. And then started, using it, investing in it a little bit. And it happens that when I came back to France in 2015, at the end of 2015, I stopped working in finance, and I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I was like, why not try to dig deeper? Because, it's a mix of finance, economics, IT. I don't know what it's going to be, but, maybe why not? Let's try to open a shop, to do some kind of consulting, development, research, training on Bitcoin. And that's how we did. And that's how, we really got into it in like 2016.
Awesome.
Cool.
It's great that you used it for, I was thinking, using it to send money over countries, overseas, over countries. And with Lightning now, this is just became more magical and more easy than before. So it's interesting that you used it back then, because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I found it. We went to adopting Bitcoin in El Salvador last year, and I was mind blown, because this small ATM, and there's not so many ATM, in fact, in Europe or in France. And then you land in San Salvador, and you see them, more often, more frequently, and they're used by people, actually, and by Salvadorian who are in the US to send money, etc. And it's become like a legal currency. So it's just amazing to see how far it's been.
Cool.
To really use it.
And now you're working normal on LN Markets, right?
That's really interesting. Yeah,
definitely. And that's the goal of Lightning. That's also why, we got so interested in Lightning, because when I was in Hong Kong, we could do that and the fees were really low. But after the fees started to increase, and in 2016 or 17, it was impossible. It was like $40 for a transaction. It became impossible. And that's why also we really got interested into Lightning. First, to reduce fees, to have this idea that you could use it to send money at very low fee. And the first project we did actually is that, we had this whole box of Bitcoin socks, and we were like, why not, open a Lightning shop, one of the first Lightning shop, to sell these Bitcoin socks using Lightning. So it was in 2018. I think the network was really small. There were like 500 nodes, something like that. And we didn't do much sales, I must admit, but we had these people buying it from...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, from Australia. And in real time, you see someone based in Sydney, buying it, flashing the QR code, and you receive money instantly. And it's like fucking crazy because you're like, what's this thing? You can transfer value instantly over the internet. And
it's like the internet in the beginning, sending a message from one place to another. It's the same magic. Yeah,
exactly.
It's nice to hear this story again.
Yeah, it must have been like the first emails. When you receive it and you're like, oh my god, I just received like mail in real time, and it really
works.
Yeah, and it was the same thing with money. So of course we know that the road is long. There's a lot of things to improve, etc. But just the possibility to do that instantly still amazes me. With Lightning.
So very nice background story, Romain. Thanks for that. And
yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we prepared a lot of questions for you, obviously about LN Markets. I think, guys, if you both are ready, we would really love to enter the 21 minutes. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Conecta el mundo.
Let's start off with ITO and LN Markets. With ITO, you develop innovative products and services designed for financial market professionals. And LN Markets is one of those services you developed. And it's a new type of Bitcoin derivatives trading platform that can only be accessed through the Lightning Network. How does the platform work and the Lightning integration in it?
LN Markets is a derivatives trading platform on which you can trade two types of products, futures and options. Futures and options, which are based on the price of Bitcoin expressed in dollar. Okay. And the way it works is that what we wanted to build with LN Markets is the most simple, easiest way to access Bitcoin markets. And we saw this opportunity with Lightning because you can build on Lightning features to enable instant login. So basically on LNmarkets.com, if you say, I want to create an account, there's a QR code, you scan it with your wallet and boom, your account is created like on the fly. So there's no personal information, etc. And it relies on, some protocol we can develop later. And also, what's great is that you can trade directly from your wallet. So basically, you can just, prepare a position, click on, okay, I want to buy. And in order to open the position, you just scan a QR code and boom, the funds are transferred over the Lightning Network and the position is open. So we think it's something really new because you can trade directly from your wallet, you take less risk, and as soon as you close the position, you can get the funds, back to your wallet.
Cool. And what are the key benefits then of using the Lightning Network with this platform?
It's that basically you can do the fastest, trading platform on Earth because you can, create a wallet and trade on the fly. And it's on traditional finance, settlement, takes like 2 to 3 days. Mm-hmm. With Bitcoin, it's like 1 hour, with the blockchain. With Lightning, you can do that instantly. So it's really,
so it's really
about speed.
Yeah.
And you can trade 24/7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
It's like Bitcoin. Yeah. It's open 24/7.
24/7. And what other possibilities are there to connect to LN Markets aside from LN URL?
So when you flash a QR code with your wallet, it's usually using LN URL. So LN URL hosts. Most wallets like Phoenix, Breeze, BLW, they have it, or simple Bitcoin wallet, etc. The other way is that you can link a node, to LN Markets. So either using like Joule or Alby, or even using Lightning Node Connect, which is a new protocol developed by Lightning Labs, which is really cool because it's a simple way, to synchronize your node to LN Markets. Or you can also, just enter credentials. So basically a username, a password. If you want, you enter an email to recover your account, but, you can also not do it. And then, you can access the platform.
And what are the possibilities to build a trading bot? Are there possibilities to build a trading bot on LN Markets?
Yes. And our users have built several ones, and even myself, because I want to short myself, but so
you already told us,
But yes, we have an API which is quite easy to interact with. And we made 2 packages, one in JavaScript, one in Python, to make it easy, to interact with the API. And we have users who created their own bots. So we have one on Discord, we have one on Telegram. And I made one specifically using like trading signals to, like enter the market or exit. And actually, it's something we're thinking about. It's like maybe some new feature for LN Market, which is, enabling the ability to, do algorithmic trading or, compute your trading strats easily, directly from LN Market's interface.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Yeah, it's great to mention Jonathan Serra made Telegram bots, is also a user, I think. I will add a link in the show notes. But it was only working on testnet and not on
Well, you can switch,
mainnet.
it's just a switch. So you can switch to mainnet if you want.
If you trust it, then you
can risk. Definitely. Exactly. Always with Lightning.
And how many traders are using the LN Markets platform on a regular basis? And what is the average trading volume per day?
I think it's like we have thousands of users, using it regularly on a regular basis. And in terms of volume, we are doing between $500,000 to $2 million per day. But
crazy.
It's not bad. But there's also, we used to have a limit, a trading limit, which was set to 1 million sats on the platform. And we just lifted it to 10 million sats, because we feel more confident with the Lightning tech and the stack and with the platform we've built. So it's interesting because you get people that start to take, like bigger position, etc. So that's cool.
And what is the liquidity then available on the platform? Because liquidity is the most important thing for an exchange, of course.
When we launched it, we were the first trading platform on Lightning. We didn't want to have any liquidity issue. And when you have an order book model, when you bootstrap it, you can have liquidity issue, and so it takes time to trade. Yeah. So we decided to do a different model. Basically, LN Markets is a brokerage platform, so it quotes a bid offer. So there's no order book, there's a bid offer, and LN Markets is direct counterparty to all the orders. So that's how you can trade instantly. But we're thinking that later, because we have enough volume to add an order book model, so maybe that's something we'll do later.
Cool. And with LN Markets, you believe that the Lightning Network will be used as a settlement rail by all leading financial institutions. Can you elaborate on this vision for the future of the Lightning Network and what developments are the key in this path from the Lightning Network of LN Markets standpoint?
Actually, when we started, we had the idea to build a platform for corporates, because that's where we come from. So we had the idea to build a settlement platform for financial institutions, thinking that hedge funds, they could use the Lightning Network to instantly move funds, between each other or two trading platforms, because it's something really new, When we launched LN Markets in 2020, maybe you remember this, a big crash, and Bitcoin went from 9 to 3K. Well, some hedge funds, they went bankrupt because they could not move funds to BitMEX, to pay for their margin. So the Lightning Network would be ideal in this kind of scenario, when platform need to move funds instantly. So that's initially what we had in mind, but we were figuring that, it would be a longer term bet, a B2B bet, which takes time. And that in the meantime, what we could do is something retail, for anyone to try it out. And in fact, when we launched it, it was quite popular. So it got us confident in this idea that we need to keep building for retail, because we have our users, our community, we love it. And actually, we prefer it than, than having B2B business for the moment. But we truly believe that, the future of Lightning will be for financial institutions, actually. Will be for financial institutions to move money on the fly instantly. Yeah.
Cool.
And in episode 33, we also spoke to Kevin Kai from Collider, which is a real-time settlement derivative exchange. And their trading engine also uses the Lightning Network. What's the biggest differences between Collider and LN Markets?
Well, there are a lot of similarities because we're another trading platform. We're two trading platforms basically built on Lightning. The main difference is the order book versus bid offer model. So they have an order book model. We chose, the bid offer model because, we wanted to have, we didn't want to have any liquidity issue. So far we're confident with this model. Maybe we will change, but we'll see. The other big difference is that they only do futures, and now we added options, which is another class of derivative.
Cool.
Yeah.
And LN Markets also offers a leaderboard to compare your trading performance to the best traders. What are other features you are developing to enhance this community and learning aspect of the LN Markets platform?
We have a frequent request on our Telegram or on the troll box on LN Markets, which is people telling, hey, I'm really bad at trading, so I love doing it, but I would like to benefit from the expertise of others, or I would like to be able to follow strategies. So what we're developing is some kind of social trading functionality in which, you could follow other people, other users, like follow their trade, invest in their strategy, and follow their strategies along the way.
Cool. So it's like eToro for the traditional financial.
Yes, exactly. And we have some nice ideas like creating some kind of meta trader, like meta LN Markets trader, which would be a combination of the top 10 traders of past week, etc. So you could create basically a lot of cool stuff with it.
Cool.
And we talked earlier also to Ben Ark and with Fiat about Nostr, and you were just talking about the social aspect of integrating it. And a future free and decentralized social network media network is Nostr. And are you also thinking of somehow integrating Nostr within your platform? For example, for your Trollbox, or maybe you can explain listeners what Trollbox is. I was just searching on it.
We've got this little window on LN Markets in which, so the Trollbox was pioneered by Poloniex, back in the days, and you also have one on BitMEX, and basically it's where people shitpost, and post whatever they want, and make jokes and etc. and just chill. So we have also, our own, which is quite fun, and this Trollbox is just, it's a regular centralized Trollbox in a way, but our developers, especially Fanis and Lunes, which I salute, they love Nostr, they follow the project closely, and they are very into integrating it, to the Trollbox, which could be really cool in a way,
Awesome.
and I think. For a social trading platform, it would make a lot of sense, to have some kind of, chatting or social elements built directly on Lightning.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a first for a trading and platform. So
it could be great. And in Bloomberg, the most used feature of Bloomberg is the chat actually. So if you if you could build a decentralized chat, it could be a great feature. Yeah.
Will be amazing addition, And LN Markets Node is more than 2.5 years old and has over 300 channels. So what is the main function of this Lightning?
It's just curiosity, actually, mainly. Actually,
experiment.
It's not that, because a lot of these channels are users opening direct channel with us, so they can move funds, instantly. But there's also a lot of them which are not necessarily user of LN Market, but they just use our node for routing, because since the beginning we had a very flexible Lightning policy, which is that we charge no fees. We had absolutely zero limitation to open channel. Then, we learned the hard way that it's good at some point, to put a threshold on the number of channels that we have, or to put a minimum size, because then, you start to have scalability issues, and you don't want to have this, with a Lightning node which manage funds from the client. So we had to scale back a little bit on it, but still our node is a pretty popular route, and we love it because then we can compute, statistics about the Lightning network, and we can see it growing in real time, and we love it.
Yeah.
That's interesting for listeners to check the information button on the side, because there you see the information of the node. And what kind of products or services would you yourself like to see in the future on LN Markets when RGB, Tarot, or something else are fully running? So maybe pensions or oil or gold.
You could basically you could do any kind of token. So it's a philosophical debate, whether we need tokens or anything. But basically, you could do stable coins, and I think they can be stable coins can be popular because I think we see in a way that no matter what we think as Bitcoiner, Bitcoin volatility still can be a problem, for people using it on a day-to-day basis. We talked about Salvador, we talked about this, at the end of the day, you also want, your Bitcoin to be able to keep, value, and stablecoin can be useful for it. So I think it could be a first step for us, which is to add stablecoins to the platform and the possibility to settle your trades in US dollar. And actually, we are going to do it very soon on the platform, which is adding the possibility to keep your balance in some kind of USD, so centralized, not using Taro or RGB, but it could be a first step. And then we could think about adding any kind of token or whatever. So it's still an open question, but when we think about it, we think about first, what do our user want? So that's the first question. Some of them, want to be able to, for example, do a future on ETH, one that you could only short, so you could only short ETH. By the way, we don't need Taro or RGB for this, but a lot of users ask for it. Some they are very opposed to it, so it's still an open question. And for oil, financial instruments, etc., I guess it's more regulation, I would say, which is more touchy in this aspect, because when you start digging in this kind of financial instruments, it can be harder. Yeah. And as far as NFTs, it's not planned for the moment,
Okay. So no NFTs.
And we had a question, which is when LN Markets token. Actually, we have a website on which people can suggest what they would like to see on LN Markets, and the most popular by far is when LNM token.
Oh, really?
Really?
No. You're already using the best token there is. Why should you use another one?
Exactly. So we don't have it, but with RGB or Taro, it's something that you could do. Whether it has some utility or not is an open question. But I think.
And with LN Market, do you want to show the traditional financial system that an alternative system is born? And you guys already did it, of course. When we will see the big liquidity entering the Lightning market?
I think it's gonna come, sooner than we think. There's always a gradually and suddenly, and we've had over the past 6 months more and more big nodes, joining the markets like Kraken and etc. And I just read, before we did this podcast, I just saw the Coinbase post on Lightning, which they did in April, in which they say they're monitoring the network, they see some big growth, etc. I think they're going to be one of the next. So I think first it's going to be like crypto exchange, the biggest crypto exchange. And then, we're going to have more traditional financial institutions joining the market. But, we are used with Bitcoin to build slow, but, to build things that are solid and that work. And I guess it's going to be the same. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's head over to some more Lightning questions. And you were talking about regulations before, and I think, possibilities to connect, for example, to web applications and other tools without the need of an email registration is very important, and it makes it the UX more seamless. Do you think it will remain possible to make Bitcoin and Lightning applications more user-friendly despite those regulations, future regulations, perhaps?
It's a tough question. From a technical standpoint, it's very possible. And, it's very easy to add LN URL host functionality. You've got some people in the ecosystem, like, for example, John Carvalho with Synonym working on his own, authentication system for the web, like bigger than Lightning or Bitcoin. So I wish it would be, I wish it was the case. I wish we could all use real decentralized authentication, real decentralized identification using Bitcoin.
There are no technical
limitations.
Not.
Absolutely
that's
not.
The hard truth.
I think there's no technical limitations. There may be UX limitation because For most people, still to manage their keys or manage a wallet is still hard. It's still a challenge, and I think we miss, like the best UX to do it. But regulation might be a problem. We're going to have MiCA regulation in Europe. We're going to see how it goes. But I think it's a big threat.
In August, Albi set an example of LN Markets in a tweet to find web app developers to help implement Lightning in their own development project. Do you think it is possible for a lot of web applications to implement Lightning payments and or passwordless?
I think it's the real Web3 actually. When you see these funds raising $500 million for Web3 application, and the real Web3 is already here. It's already here with people using Lightning application. Yeah. And what I think is significant is that compared to 2 years ago, we have more and more funds which are Bitcoin only, or Lightning only. And I think it's a very positive, loop, because it enables more startups to build on it, and to get more traction, etc. And so I think these funds are doing Satoshi's work, because
Satoshi's work. Hey, and the LN Markets node forwards 2 times more Bitcoin and Lightning every year. I saw the tweet, and I was very curious if you think that we can use this data to measure the exponential growth of adoption of the Lightning Network. Because if that's so, then we only are looking at LN Markets from now.
No, I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate, but I think it's a good proxy, because basically we never change our settings. We are very lazy with our node. We never change the settings. So I think it's a good proxy of the economic activities that you have on Lightning. And yes, we are thrilled to see this figure. By the way, when you look at the number of nodes, or when you look, at the total Bitcoin locked in the Lightning Network, you see that these numbers also have this kind of growth. So I think it's a good proxy.
Okay. And as a real sportsman, you are. Could the gambling industry for sports betting be a big future player for the Lightning Network? Do you think?
Yes. I think it could be a huge market. And there is, regulation, of course, but it's a huge market. And by the way, we're sponsoring a betting tournament, organized by a German group of Bitcoiner, and we can share the link later with prize in SAT. So it's just for fun, and all the funds go to Bitcoin Ekazi. So.
Cool. That's really nice.
That's really great.
And do you think then that one of the legacy betting websites will implement the Lightning Network, or does a new player has to enter the market?
I think it will start with new players. Yeah.
Yeah. So LN Markets gambling or something like that.
Well, we hear the gong, so we are going to continue, Stef.
Saved by the bell, Romain. You don't have to talk about
it. Sorry, we had a lot more questions, so we would be delighted if you come back another time in another of our future shows. So, you're most welcome.
With much pleasure. Thanks a lot for the questions.
Thank you.
Connetti il mondo.
We still have one question left for you, Romain.
Oh, that's right.
It was from Nifty. She was a guest on our show last week.
Yeah, our lady friend.
She is a Lightning engineer at Blockstream, and we asked her to come up with a question for you. So, it might be a real technical one or about adoption. I don't know. Edward, you can play the audio file, and then Romain can answer it.
Some explanation. We had 2 separate files, so the short one and the long one. I put in the long one. So she paused somewhere for a second, but she's going to ask her question. So here it comes.
Oh, man. Okay. Yes, I have a question. I think I'm going to change my mind. So I think my question for him is when APO, and if not APO, what? APO is a soft fork for Bitcoin, any previous out APO. So when next soft fork, I think. And why is it APO? No.
Okay, at first I heard like when IPO, so like when LN Markets IPO, yes. So I don't know, there's 20 days and maybe, not too soon, I guess, the IPO. still smaller. Yes, it's a technical question. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not a tech guy, but basically, I think like any product, would bring a lot of cool stuff, to Lightning, like L2. Like with L2, we could have channel factories. And actually, when we talked about the possibility to have financial institution entering Lightning, I think if you can do channel factories, make it easier to manage channel, to refill them, it would be a great boost, for the network. So it would be interesting. And governance, and with governance, you could do a lot of some kind of easier smart contract logic. So it would be great. It's definitely in the sense of what we would like for the network, because basically we want to build the future of finance on Bitcoin. That's what we are trying to do, because Bitcoin is the best collateral. And with this kind of stuff, it would make our life much easier, and we could build more decentralized product, which we would also love. But the question is when, and when, I definitely don't have the answer. I'm not a core dev, I cannot contribute. So basically I have no idea, but I hope, as soon as possible.
And cool. Then we can start LN Markets gambling.
LN Bets. Oh, nice one.
Well, next time we have a new guest. His name is Soft Simon. He's a full stack developer and created and co-founded the open source Bitcoin block explorer mempo.space. And we also want to ask him a question from you. What question can we ask him?
Well, first, congrats, because he built an amazing product that we use every day. So congrats on this. And speaking of building beautiful and great products, what do you think, if you had to pick one feature for Bitcoin or Lightning, which new feature would you pick in order to maximize Lightning adoption? If it could just be one feature, which one would you choose, to enable mass adoption of Lightning?
Cool.
Awesome.
We will ask him.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I'm curious about the answer.
We are also very curious about the answer, but we have to wait a week.
Mass adoption, Stef. So
yeah, we're all about it. So cool.
Thanks again, Romain, for being in the show.
Where can people follow you, Romain? Do you maybe have a Twitter people can look up, or your website or something people can search for?
Yeah, so for LN Markets, the website is LNmarkets.com, and on Twitter it's @LNmarkets. And I also have a Twitter account, so you can follow me there, and it's @Romain_Rouphaël.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. And well, thanks for listening, and thanks to all members participating in the Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire. And of course, thanks to everyone helping to connect the world with us. So if you like our content, then please support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can also donate and subscribe, like, and share our content on your favorite platform or Podcasting 2.0 app. We need you to complete our mission, connect the world. So keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and rings burning. And see you all next week with Soft Simon on the same Lightning channel. Sampai jumpa, Romain.
Au revoir.
Boa noite.